Hello and welcome to Overanalyze. My name is Levi and today I'll be discussing District 14 1A. Alright, so for location District 14, we're about west of Abilene on I-20, closer to Snyder and Sweetwater. We are a bit further north than District 13, than previous districts. Alright, so let's get into the teams. So we got the Texas Leadership Charter Academy of Abilene, so just Abilene TLCA, I guess. We got Hermley, Ira, Lorraine, Highland, Trent, and Westbrook. Alright, so just going to say this district was good, pretty good. They had 3 teams in the regional quarters. And 2 in the regional tournament, which means that the Region 2 regional tournament was 2 District 11 and 2 District 14 teams. Pretty odd that it's so centered right there. But I guess let's start looking at the team. So we got Hermley. Hermley was very good. They made it to the regional finals before losing to Robert Lee by 3. They beat multiple playoff 5A teams in a tournament early in the season. They split for district, they split with Highland in Roscoe. I don't think I mentioned that. So they split with Highland and played a seeding game, I think, that they won, and they made it to the regional quarters. That's supposed to say regional final. Okay, sorry. They made it to the regional finals before losing to Robert Lee by 3. They beat both Eula and Sterling City in the 3rd and 4th rounds, respectively. So they had a pretty tough path, but they still managed to get all the way to the regional finals, and they were 3 points away from making it to state. So it's unfortunate for them that their season had to end so close like that, but they only have 1 senior on their 11-player roster, which means that they have almost everyone coming back. Now the senior may have been a major part in their team, but I mean, just volume, just quantity, the number of people coming back is nothing to overlook. Because the number of people they have coming back, it's going to be hard to see a large decrease in value in that. Next we got Highland. So Highland, they were so close to being in first place. The game, I believe, was extremely close between them. They only lost 1 game. They split with Hermley before losing the play-in game. They made it to the regional quarters. Sorry, the regional semis. They beat May, Aspermont, and then district opponent Westbrook in the regional quarters. And then I checked, their roster did not have enough graduating years for me to to see a whole lot about that. Yeah, so I still think that they will be back. They will, maybe they won't necessarily be able to win both games against Hermley, but I do think that they will be back and deep into the playoffs. Okay, yeah, it was a 10-point game, the seeding game between Hermley and Highland. Seems like Highland barely managed to get away with the victory the second time that they played in their district schedule. So I just think that gap will widen a bit more, and I think Hermley might be able to take both games next year. Alright, so next we got Westbrook. Westbrook, they went 8-4. Their only losses were to the top 2 teams, and they had a very aggressive non-district schedule. They made it to the regional quarters. before losing to Highland by 2, which means that of the they played Highland 3 times and lost by a total of 10 points of those 3 games. That is crazy. I think it was 5, 3, and 2. So they were so close to challenging at least Highland, but then also Hermley. They only lost by a couple of points second time they played them. So they have 3 seniors on their 13-player roster, which means that they are losing some more people than at least Hermley, but I'm not entirely sure about Highland. But I think it might be an equal amount as Highland. So maybe some things can kind of work for them. Maybe they can steal a game next year. Let's see. So next we got Ira. I didn't have a whole lot on Ira. A lot of their schedule was missing, but the scheduled games that they did have were against Hermley, Highland, and Westbrook, so it looked really bad. But I know they played in a playoff game against Eula and lost. But they were definitely in the playoffs, so that means that they were, I guess, better at least this year than the bottom teams. 3 seniors on their roster, couldn't get a definitive amount of people on their roster. And then kind of the rest of the teams, I don't have much on them. I can't really report on them. But yeah, this big 3 in the district, going to be very good next year. Kind of like how District 11 over there on the other side of Region 2, the other side of Region 2 will be coming. We'll probably end up seeing a similar spread in the regional tournament between District 11 and District 14, and maybe actually we can get a District 11 champ out of it. Alright, so final predictions. I've got Hermley at 12-0, Highland at 9-3, Westbrook at 9-3, Ira at 6-6, Trent at 4-8, Lorraine at 2-10, and TLCA Abilene at 0-12. So I just have a split between Highland and Westbrook. Originally I had a split between Highland and Hermley as well, but I just don't think that Highland can just take a game next year. Maybe they can. I definitely don't think that's I definitely don't think that is a done deal. Or Westbrook either. Westbrook might actually be able to steal a game against Hermley. This is just what I think is going to happen. I think Hermley might actually sweep the district, and so that would mean the only split would be Highland and Westbrook at at second place. So yeah, that's all I have for this district. Tomorrow I'll cover District 15 1A. Thanks for watching.